Today I'm showing you two ways to build forms and surveys in ChatGPT. The first way is using ChatGPT Agent, which is pretty cool, but still pretty slow. The second way is a lot faster, is using a custom GPT. So we'll be using Typeform as an example to build our forms and surveys. So you still need a survey platform behind it. But in the first method, we'll be going through agent mode. So the prompt is pretty simple. You can make it complex, of course, as always, but you can keep it pretty basic. So create me a contact form in Typeform, for example, contact form in Typeform. The cool thing, of course, is that, well, that's the magic of agent mode. ChatGPT is going to set up a browser environment. It's going to browse the web, go to Typeform, and then try to log in, right? So that's the point that we'll need to take control at the point that we need to log in, because it can't log in for you, and then afterwards it will sort of take control back, figure out the interface of Typeform, and start building your form for you. So let's skip ahead to the actual authentication while ChatGPT is thinking. All right, so here we go. So it managed to go to Typeform on its own, and now of course it's stuck because it needs us to log in. So this is the point where you take over. Pretty cool, because it actually provides you a login button instead of a takeover button, which means that you'll dive into the browser session within ChatGPT, and then you can log in with your credentials. So I'll just enter my email in here and then my password for Typeform. I'll log in and then I'll give control back into Typeform, and let's see what it comes up with and whether it's going to be able to finish the job, figure out the interface from Typeform and continue. So we're logged in. I can say we're finished with controlling, and then it's going to normally continue and build that contact form for us. So as you can see, it's figured out that you can use the create a new form button. Kind of makes sense when you look at the interface, of course, but given that this is an AI agent, it's still very impressive to see that work. It's going to start from scratch instead of taking a template, which I guess is fine. Let's see if it manages to figure out how to navigate the actual editing interface from Typeform. So as you can see, it's scary well made in the sense that it's figuring out the interface. It figured out that it needs to hide existing questions, add new questions, that it needs to double click on a question in order to edit it. So it's now adding the content as we discussed, and remind you, we kept the prompt pretty simple. So it's just going to build a very basic contact form, but essentially this is running completely on autopilot. So I'm not doing anything. It's figuring out what to do, how to do it, and all I need to do is just sit back and watch it build my Typeform. One thing though is that it's pretty slow. It's like watching your mother or your father figure out how to build a Typeform essentially. So everything takes a while for it to figure it out. So I'm going to skip ahead and sort of fast forward this bit so that we can see the end result. So there we go. It built a contact form, it hit the publish button, it even checked out the publish settings and what to select, and it came up with a link, so the published link of my Typeform. So this is really amazing. So we have a contact form, it's basic, right? So first name, last name, and email. And then it even tweaked the ending screen. So if I give in my name here and my email address, I think we'll be greeted with the ending screen, enter a message. Hello, and when we press submit, it says thank you for reaching out, we'll get back to you soon, which is something that the AI wrote for us. So I can still take over from here and dive into Typeform, or I don't need to do that inside GPT. I can just actually go to Typeform and I'll find this form in my forms. So the plus side is it does everything on its own. You don't need to do anything. The downside is this very simple contact form took 4 minutes, a bit more than 4 or 5 minutes to build. And every once in a while it sort of waited because the screen was white and it had to reload and that kind of stuff. So it's pretty slow, and I'm wondering how far you can take this, like how much customization can you have GPT make until it sort of breaks. So that's definitely the downside. So if you want something which is faster, we're going to move ahead onto method number 2, which is using a custom GPT. So if you go into GPTs, you'll be able to select one of the sort of community built GPTs. And if you search for Weavely forms and surveys, it's right here. It's a custom GPT that is specifically made to build forms and surveys for free from within ChatGPT, and it's a lot faster. So I can say create me a contact form. We'll use the same example, basic, but then we have a good comparison. It's going to come up with the fields that we need. So again, it's full name, email address, and that sort of stuff. And then I can say go ahead and build or continue or whatever. And what this will do is it's going to talk to the API of Weavely.ai, which is an AI-powered form builder, and it's going to create that form for us. So essentially the same thing as we did with the agent, except that it's way faster. So the contact form, it's here. And as you can see, we have full name, email address, phone number, even preferred contact methods. It added a second page with subject, message, and file attachment. Okay. And then when we're ready, we can just go ahead and hit publish, and we have our URL here the same way that we had with Typeform, but significantly faster, right? So 2 methods of building forms and surveys in ChatGPT. You can use Agent and whatever platform you want. So we tried Typeform today, but I guess this also work for Google Forms or others. Or you can use Weavely, the custom GPT at least, to do it inside of ChatGPT.